It's Wednesday.
Oh.
It's hump day.
Yep.
Middle of your week.
Let's go.
Which means you get normal world.
That's right.
I'm Dave Landau.
I'm quarterback Garrett. What's that?
Angela.
What's that?
Angela?
Hi.
Hello. And also, I have some dates coming up. They're on the screen right there if you have the picture.
Just boom.
Just put it up real quick.
Anytime you want to.
Or not. Great.
Oh,
All right. And then also, April 19th, 20th, I'll be in Tacoma, Washington. And April 26, 27, sorry, I'll be in Spokane, Washington.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. Well, I hope you all ate a healthy dinner because you're about to get a treat.
What?
That's right, son.
It's surreal, bro.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
This man is making his first public appearance
Ooh.
since 2018.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jared Monroe.
Jared!
Chair is way more comfortable than it looks in video. I am taking it home.
You can have
Please
it.
do.
Yeah, might take two.
I'm the only one in the studio that likes the chairs.
It is.
Really?
Yeah.
These are great chairs.
The only one.
I'm not tall and I sit on pillows.
Well, I see that, but if it suits you,
Yes, it does.
in like a child sort of way.
Yeah, in a way of a kid driving a car sort of a way.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Like an old lady.
Yes. Yeah, we need some phone books in here. I would have thought they could have splurged for those. But
No, we
Not
can.
for this show.
And they don't exist anymore.
that's
Yes,
true.
they do.
They're. Well, I'm surprised Glenn doesn't have it as part of his like arsenal of museum artifacts.
We should steal his old phone books. That way I can drive a car.
Stack 'em up.
It's good to have you, sir.
Thank you for having me.
What have you been up
Long
to?
overdue.
I'm just going to phrase it like that.
Yeah,
Make
yeah.
it very broad, in a terrible interview sort of fashion.
Well, if you can't tell by my my hairline, I have 3 kids now, so
Oh,
that
good.
keeps me busy.
Congratulations.
For the most part. Yeah, happily married, living in Georgia now.
Oh, yeah?
Coming up on 12 years,
You're a
3
peach.
kids, a lot going on. Run full-time business.
Now, here's a
Wow.
question, dude.
Yeah.
You got 3.
Mhm.
Are you considering a 4th? Because I have 4, and I have notes.
So I will say there from 3 to 4. I can't imagine there's any difference. Like at some point,
Oh,
it's
there is.
just there is. Okay,
yes.
so now I'm changing, maybe reconsidering. But
There is. It's one.
There is.
I have told my wife a number of times. I'm like, we could do 4, but grandparents need to be here. There needs to be some considerable life changes before 4. And then I didn't think we were going to talk about it for like another 2 years because our youngest is 8 months.
I was going to say, yeah, like
And then
Brandon.
she brought it up like 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, whoa. The deal was we talk about this way later.
Yeah, pump the brakes.
Pump the brakes a little bit. Yeah, women get over the birth thing so fast. They're just like,
don't know.
They're just ready for another one. They're like, this can't be the last.
I feel like it's your body, but why do you want to do this?
My wife was like, okay, we have 3. We could do another one. And then after the 4th one, she was like, okay, I'm done.
You have
I'm
4.
completely
You have 4 or 5.
4.
4. Okay.
I have 4.
4.
Not 5. Don't put that on me.
Baptist, not Catholic. Gotcha.
Do not do that.
He's got
It's going to
Correct.
happen.
Yeah. No.
and I have
Get
one.
the snip right now.
One left.
1.
Yep.
One left.
1 left.
Wait, what?
What? Nothing.
Huh?
Look, the first one's I didn't want.
How old is your oldest?
My oldest is 5.5. So, yeah, born in late
Years.
2018. Yeah.
There's a decent gap, though.
Yeah, there's like 2.5 years between each one. It's pretty good.
It's like Irish twins, you know?
Yeah,
Where
it's-
it's just 9 months, 9 months, 9 months.
Yeah. I knew a guy.
pretty
He has 3, and they were all a year apart each one. And every time he talks about it, he's just like, "Bro, I don't know what to do.
No, you get
I have no
through it.
time. I don't have no sleep."
You get through it way faster, but those 4, 5, 10, 18 years are just absolute hell. That's a lot.
It is.
It's a lot to do at one time. So you got to space them out, like the diapers and things. Like you got to figure out that math.
And you have to make sure that you have 3, right? So 3 now you have to make sure do well.
Yeah.
Well, we gave up on that after the second. So
good.
Third one, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Well, as long as you've given up on 1, then you know where to focus your energy.
Yeah.
You set the first one up.
Yeah.
And then the rest ones, they fall down.
Yeah, it's like
Exactly.
dominoes.
How it goes.
But children.
But lives. You know?
Oh,
It's good to see you, dude. It's
to
been
see
so
you.
long.
It's good to see you. It's been a very, very long time.
Yeah. There's like a lot of times where we're like, hey, we need to get beers. It
Do.
just like never happened.
Never
One of those
happened.
freaking things.
And then the beers got bad. They turned sour.
Yeah.
Then I got into
I
sour
sat
beers.
there and there were like IPAs. And I'm like, I'm not even going to go for an
You got to
IPA.
throw those away. Those are gross.
Were you guys in high school?
What?
What happened during this story?
We didn't get beers. We
didn't, yeah.
never did. It's that
Repeatedly.
thing where you just like,
Often.
hey man, let's hang out.
Oh, I thought you said
Never hang out.
they were skunked or something. I missed.
What does this mean, skunked?
It means a beer's no good.
been
Oh, I
left
thought you
out.
meant like somebody actively did something to your beer.
No.
No. It just
a
like, it
Cosby.
goes bad. Yeah.
It just goes bad.
Yeah, that's how the IPAs were invented.
I like that you didn't
Still
know what
sell
that
them.
was, which means you've drank in a lot of it.
I've never had a beer that went bad.
No, you
Exactly.
have.
Oh, you
Never let them get.
you definitely have. You like IPAs.
You just like to drink enough that you're like, this is good.
No, IPAs are gross.
You don't like any IPA?
No, I don't think I've ever had one that tastes good.
Really? I like the.
I know a
booze
lot of
in it.
people like them.
Yeah, a lot of people do. A lot of people are pompous about it.
Yeah.
I think people pretend to like them. I
Real
don't think,
uppity.
I've had one that I like from Michigan, and it has to be mixed with like grapefruit or something.
Is it Bell's?
No, Bell's is great. This one was up near Grand Rapids. I can't remember what it was called. Perrin Brewing.
Oh, I don't.
That was a
know.
grapefruit one. That's amazing.
Okay, Bell's.
Other than that, they can all die.
Okay, yeah, I
Yes,
get
all
that.
of them. Agree.
All
Yeah,
of
a
them.
lot of people there's so many different kinds now. You can even get NA in IPA now.
Yeah, and they're awful.
Yeah.
They're all just
So
gross.
bad.
No.
Yeah. You realize you were drinking.
Why is the bar so low?
Just everything is crap now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Speaking of everything being crap now, just to let you guys know, tomorrow, State of the Union address is happening. And so we won't be having our normal show, but you will still get it on Friday.
Oh, wait.
And
no.
Dave, our very own
Hey.
Dave, is going to be at the State of the Union address.
I changed my boo to a yay.
Yes, it's going to be his final State of the Union roast. We hope.
Hopefully, cross fingers.
And we really hope. And that'll be tomorrow night. And it also includes Sarah Gonzalez and Michael Malice. So please
Good lineup.
tune in.
Do it.
We're going to give him a good Friars Club cat skills.
I
And then-
love that photo of Joe. That's like the photo of someone who sat down to go to the restroom and then realized they were out of toilet paper.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, pure panic.
Well, that's exactly what he
That's
did.
what happened.
He
That's
just
every
wasn't
day.
in the restroom. So, yes. Well, let's get into some news, if you don't mind.
I love news. I'd like to get back to news.
Yeah.
A faith-based nightclub, and I know you're a Christian, in Nashville opened up, and it plans to operate with with Christian values, obviously. So no, there's no twerking, no drinking, or no smoking.
Is this a church?
I believe it's church.
Wait a second. I know this.
They just take communion
That's it.
a lot.
It's it should be fun.
Yeah, you ever have a youth pastor get cut off from communion? That's embarrassing.
Have you?
That's how they get around the rules.
You ever go to those churches that are a little bit more dancey and they do they stand up and walk around and stuff? I feel uncomfortable.
I do.
I feel uncomfortable.
I don't like a lot of interaction.
Yeah, I like to just sit. You know.
Yeah,
I
like
like standing
order.
up, sitting down, standing up, sitting. I'll just sit.
Yeah.
I'll worship the Lord from my sitting.
No
position.
drinking and no smoking. No twerking.
No twerking.
Specifically twerking. So other dances are cool.
Yeah.
That's
Stanky
fine.
leg, fine.
Yeah, stanky leg.
Stanky leg is good.
We did that all the time.
I grew up in the
youth.
church doing like all-nighters and social and youth events and
Lock in.
lock-ins. There's a lot still on the menu. I'll just put that out there.
Oh yeah.
Funky chicken.
Yeah,
Electric
a
slide.
dimly lit baptismal.
I got
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Lots of options.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of
True
fun.
story. I got banned from
Alligator?
doing lock-ins.
Why?
Me and my
Mashed
wife were
potato.
there.
Wait,
Good.
why?
I'm
Me
sorry.
and my
what?
wife were there at the lock-in. I'm
You
just
were
gonna
having
leave it
sex?
there. No, we were assumed to be having sex. We did not.
As long as you get banned as a youth and not a youth leader, that is a very different
That's a good
story.
way to do
So,
it.
Yeah, especially with the word
That's-
sex involved.
Yeah.
I didn't involve this word sex.
As long as you're a youth, you're fine.
Right.
Yeah, juvenile.
Yeah, it's totally all right if you're and with a youth.
Yeah, it's a,
Yeah,
kind of
if you're
almost
both
a badge of honor.
youths, not a youth and a
Yes, then
pastor, then it would be weird.
it's the trouble when the pastor. It's the problem with super hip pastors, I think sometimes.
yeah.
Is then
Like the
you know,
ponytails?
You're always going to a documentary after that. So you're like there's too much vanity here when you look like you're one of the new kids on the block.
Did you watched that documentary?
Yeah.
The what church was that?
Church
Hillsong.
Hillsong. Yeah, the Australian one.
Ah.
That documentary is insane.
There's one here. There's one in Michigan
Yeah.
too. I think they've changed their ways in the sense of it's not that guy.
Oh, they
We'll
got
see.
the new PR firm. That's probably what they.
It's always not that scandalous compared to every other scandal, though. It's interesting because it's like it's Christian bad.
Well, it's funny how like all these churches, these mega churches have just interesting stories that come out. Just the most bizarre things, you know, like faith things, whatever, things beyond the faith community, and then we're all just like, that's so weird, but we are still doing their song they wrote on Sunday.
It's a good song.
It's a really good
a
song.
lot of worship in that song.
The worst is Ted Haggard.
What did he do?
He was a man who was having gay sex with prostitutes and doing crystal meth.
Okay, yeah, that would.
And then the gay prostitute came out with a book, which I can't imagine was very thick, and did a little tour. And yeah.
Went to the Barnes & Noble, did a signing.
Yeah, but they were also filming a documentary for him at the time, and you see him riding through the church in a moped like, hey! And I'm like, you guys, not for a second thought.
No questions.
Maybe.
He's into other kind of trinities.
Yeah.
There. Yeah.
And it's like he did start like another church, but it's like it's the meth thing as well, Chad.
That too.
It's the actively doing meth off of the male prostitutes.
You know, that's how you know we're all fallible humans.
I'm not saying he
Fall
should
short of the
shouldn't be forgiven.
glory of God.
But I thought that was interesting when money and all this sort of stuff is involved. And because I often think about that, like people do struggle and people do. And I found this clip, and I know Dean Cain is a friend of yours, and he's been on Friday Night Tights.
Yeah.
And I just thought this clip was interesting, and I'd like to play it before we get into the next part of there.
You're the nicest person I know. I am the meanest. You have dementia. My life is perfect. Explain that to me.
Sometimes the devil allows people to live a life free of trouble because he doesn't want them turning to God. Your sin is like a jail cell, except it's all nice and comfy and there doesn't seem to be any need to leave. The door's wide open till one day time runs out. The cell door slams shut. And suddenly, it's too late. Who did you say you were?
I thought that was just interesting.
I wanted to encourage her to blink every once in a while.
Yeah, it does help.
But yeah, it helps.
It
You
helps
forget to blink.
wet the eyes.
She has the dementia.
Yeah. I just thought it was crazy because I was researching this next topic when I found that, and it was Katt Williams was on Rogan.
Yeah.
And he was talking about the demon Baphomet and how it's fairly responsible for the modern transgender movement. So as you're listening to him, you're like, so he's insane. Let's listen to it.
Okay.
That's the statue.
Show me
It's the
one
statue. Let's hear
person
this
that
first.
ever wore a dress in Hollywood unsuccessfully. That's how you understand what a ritual is. So 20 years ago, I knew that transgenders was going to be a thing. It wasn't because I was a prophet. It's just I had gotten so much information that I understood that things are secular. So I understood that the earliest I had seen that word transgender was Baphomet, the transgender. And so I knew that in the ritual of Baphomet, the transgender, to show allegiance to him, you had to kiss his ass ring. Really? And it said both of those things. So I knew that both of those things would become popular in the future.
We were talking about this before. Katt Williams has this same energy as Alex Jones, where he says a bunch of crazy shit, just in like super. Well, right. He's a lot slower about it. Katt is.
I was gonna say it's like the polar opposite energy spectrum.
Well, he's much higher.
He'll say a lot of crazy shit, and then you're like, no, none of this. What is this? What is he talking about? It's crazy stuff. And then you go, oh, wait a second.
Well, and I looked it up, and I was kind of curious about it, and I found that there was a statue built of Baphomet not long ago, 2014-ish, and it was initially commissioned to be installed alongside the Ten Commandments outside the Oklahoma State Capitol. That's it right there. the Satanic Temple offered to donate Baphomet for display on Capitol grounds. After litigation, the Satanic Church did end up losing. It did end up on display in Arkansas and Iowa, but it was debuted because when I heard Baphomet, I'm like, how do I know that?
Yeah.
9 years ago, what happened was they did display it for the first time. The Satanic Church actually created this statue of the demon, and it was displayed at a Satanic church in Detroit in 2015, where people showed up. And the statue itself, as you see, if you want to show it again, it's 9 feet tall. It's got horns. It's got a pentagram instead of wing. It's got wings, but it's sitting on a throne.
As above, so below.
Yep. Yeah. It's got the jarring. It's got the horns. It's got the hooves with the crossed legs. And what I find to be most disturbing is on each side of it is a little boy and a little girl worshiping it.
And in fairness, things have been, in my estimation, improving in Detroit since 2015. So I think, I think you let it ride. I think you just let it ride.
See how it all plays out.
Maybe it is Baphomet.
And I'm not convinced Katt Williams is even a real person. I think it's just Jada Pinkett Smith in reverse drag.
Puts a little wig on.
I think so. I mean,
I don't understand how Baphomet is transgender. Like, it's not wearing clothes.
Well, it's neither man nor woman, but it is also goat. But people do think they're animals.
But like, well,
That's
how does that
true.
represent like transgenderism? That's the part I don't get.
The
like,
kissing of the butt ring.
But that doesn't.
it's
That's anybody can do that.
if anything, you think it'd be like an Islamic deity.
It could be. A lot of people did actually tie it to that.
Oh,
I'm not kidding.
I wonder why.
I didn't want to say that, but they did.
Oh,
I just didn't want the studio to get, what's the word? Bombed?
Bombed. I saw your security guy.
Yeah, we're good.
We're good. We're good.
The little Asian guy. Yeah.
You mean several little Asian guys?
A bunch of them. If you hit him once, he turns into multiple. He's like a Hydra.
I think he turns into John Wick if like something goes.
Dude,
south.
I believe so. He's so chill. He's so cool. But I believe he's just got the craziest like. I wouldn't say kung fu because that would be bad.
I saw him kill a man with a pencil.
You did?
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it's a guy who was following me to my car.
A would-be bomber.
Yeah. Not anymore.
Thwarted.
Yeah. Try this lead poisoning.
Yeah,
sucks
enjoy. And that's what he said to him. He goes, "Looks like you got lead poisoning, son."
I got this one off eBay and it still has lead in it.
He also says it when you shoot somebody. It's just really the one line he has, but we can work on it.
Yeah, he's got potential.
Yeah, he's gonna work on it. So, anyway, you can also go to their site for Name That Abortion Clinic and pay for that. So that's a real good thing, the church there. But what I wanted to bring it up too is because it was very nice of them to be given tax breaks. So,
well, if you're a church, you get taxed.
That's true. Yeah.
I just like that the fact that the devil himself is trying to evade taxes should tell you all there is to know about the evil of taxes. How bad is that?
It's so much worse.
Yeah, even the devil's
Satan's like, I have boundaries.
He's like, look, I'll torture people, but 40
That's ridiculous. What is this?
What are you doing?
I'm not gonna pay my fair share.
Come on. I mean, it's not even a fair share. I'm willing to pay just under my fair share.
More of a 35% guy.
Yeah, look. Yeah. How about I give you a 20? I'm the devil. It's a lot. I got a big business here.
Pot you a 20.
What's the corporate tax break for having hell?
I see where all this money's going around Detroit, and I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan.
I don't like this. You could buy property, but I was kind of the reason for the downfall of a lot of this.
Yeah, I'm more of a trickle-down economics kind of devil.
Oh, I remember when I convinced Ford to build this and put the Articles of Zion in every single car.
In every sold car. Got a medal from the Nazi Party.
He did.
Yeah, he got a medal.
From what I understand,
outstanding achievement.
His great grandson still shines it every Christmas to go on top of the tree.
I never knew I learned this on the show.
That's what you get here, man. Random facts of possibly accurate information.
I guess what I'm saying is overall it makes me uncomfortable that they would get tax breaks regardless of what it is. I guess it is technically a religion. Sammy Davis Jr. could tell you that, but he was really just in it for the sex parties.
I think they all are.
Well, so are many other religions.
That's true. You make a good point.
Yeah, I mean,
it always leads back to sex, doesn't it?
It's about sex.
It is. That's just ask David Koresh. Well, you can't ask him, but maybe one.
Or Jim Jones. You can't ask him either.
No.
Or Heaven's Gate.
It wasn't about sex. They were castrating themselves.
Oh, that's right.
That's true.
The
only
one.
It was about the Nikes, though.
The only one.
It was about them Nikes.
It was a great ad for Nike. And then when they got on the Comet, they were like, where's my penis?
What am I going to do for eternity?
What'd you do, Marshall? Okay. You know, it makes me uncomfortable is what I'm trying to say, Jared. You know what makes me comfortable?
What makes you comfortable?
I know.
Miracle,
I know.
What?
You say it.
Miracle Made sheets.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Jared, have you ever touched the sweet, sweet, silky smoothness of some Miracle Made sheets?
No.
Oh, you were missing
I
out.
love that, though. Does it come with the chair?
No.
You know what? I'm going to give you a free set with the chair just so you see how comfortable they are. Because you're going to put them on that chair and go, I didn't know this chair could be even more comfortable. But they will be.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that traditional bed sheets can harbor more bacteria than a toilet seat?
Gross.
I did from the hotel we were at a couple weeks ago. It can lead to acne, allergies, and someone not scrolling the prompter ever. You need them to. What show are you watching? It can cause stuffy noses. It's just one job. Miracle Made offers a whole line of self-cleaning, eco-friendly bedding, such as sheets, pillowcases, comforters that prevent 99% of bacteria.
That's almost all of them.
It's almost all of it. It only leaves 0.1% of filth. Go to trymiracle.com/normal to try Miracle Made sheets today. You're going to love it. I promise. Jared, you're going to love it.
You're going to love it, dude.
Oh, I'm definitely going to love it.
You know what you could also get? A set of towels.
You could have asked what?
I like that. I like towels.
You like towels?
These also have like miracle magic in them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a
yeah.
face?
I do have a face.
You have a body. You know you do.
Yeah, I know
You
it.
have hands? You're going to get one for
Two.
each friend.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You just have to use the code NORMAL, like we said,
Uh-huh.
and you'll save an extra 20% on those sheets
Oh, yeah.
and towels and sheets and pillowcases.
All of that.
Yep. That way you can rest your beautiful face.
Peruse the whole shop.
Yeah, do your whole thing. So go, claim it. What's it going to hurt to try something that's comfortable? Do something for you for a change.
Yeah.
You're always out there doing stuff for everybody else. This is why you don't have much, because you care too much about other people. Do something for you. Go to trymiracle.com/normal
And do something for us.
today. Laundromat stabbing.
What? Where is this laundromat and who got stabbed?
Well, a woman fatally stabbed a sex offender during an attempted assault at a laundromat.
This is actually a good story.
It's a great
Happy
story.
ending.
Yeah, I know.
I was thinking it was going to be
He
bleak.
thought he was going to get one, but it turned out he just got stabbed a bunch.
The old switcheroo.
Yep. Saint Tammany, we'll go with that. Sheriff says that's what happened. The authorities say Nicholas Trenchant, he's 40, was found unresponsive with a visible stab wound and taken to a nearby hospital where he later died. I'm not quite sure where Tammany is. Oh, that's him.
Oh. Well,
That's the before picture.
I feel like with the photo and the name, you probably could have called it.
That looks like a guy who looked for Nookie at a laundromat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Old
the face
coin
of-
op.
Yeah.
He's
You
a
can
guy.
just throw your clothes in afterward. And
Yeah.
clean
ever
up
wash it
evidence.
up?
Did you ever wonder how a sketch artist does their job, but then you see what the assailant looks like, and you're like, no, I could describe that. You're like, he's got thin lips and glasses and an oval
Underbite.
face. Like, it would take 2
A
minutes.
wobbly nose.
You guys remember Jeffrey Dallas, the waffles? Like, I want 12 of them, 12 waffles.
Yeah.
That's what he reminds me of.
I want 12 of them.
Trail waffle.
We should get that guy on the show.
I ate a jellyfish.
He's dead.
What? Not that guy. That guy's a rapist. Oh. Julian Smith.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just thought you wanted to do a mind killer.
Oh, like an interview. Like, what makes you tick? Why did you go to a laundromat?
Yeah, but you can't 'cause there's a knife in him. But you can still question him.
What did you think the second it went in? Ooh, made a bad mistake.
Yeah, it's true. Sorry. Has anybody been stabbed in Georgia lately? I asked the hard-hitting questions.
I mean, not since the thing, but yeah, no, we're good.
Yeah.
We're good
It's
now.
our thing?
Yeah, it's behind me now.
I told you not to ask about that. Talk about
We're
it.
good now.
Are they still
No, they're bad.
okay?
Yeah.
Gone?
Yeah. Well, I mean, as much as you can be.
Well, yeah. I guess that's true. But evaporation should work.
That and the chemicals.
Is the wood chipper gone?
The wood chipper, the chemicals actually eat through the wood chipper.
Ah, good.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, you got to kind of
okay.
pick one. Pick one.
We did the right thing.
Gotcha.
We're fine though.
Right thing. Who charges that much for Girl Scout cookies?
I don't know. Or about inflation.
Hey,
All right.
Jared, what do you do now? What is it that
What do you do now? Oh, so I mean,
Oh, he had priors. Oh,
Priors.
Oh no, no way. That guy was a straight shooter.
Sorry, I just wanted to share more good news.
Nobody can see him coming. So yeah, I run something called Honest
Not that
Fox. No, not that. Exactly. I run something called Honest Fox, and with my brother, and I mean, basically, started out as a social media agency, and now we're a full blown comedy brand building agency. So we make people lots of money and very famous.
Is there a big thing coming up?
There was a big thing actually last weekend. We had our first ever comedy festival.
Awesome.
in Georgia.
That's what I want to talk
So yeah,
about. Yeah.
it was great. We had 8 comics come out. John Reep headlined before he got COVID, and then we had it was awesome. We had all these comics come out and do sets. Carolyn Xavier, we had Chris Higgins out. There's a bunch of great people. We filmed the whole thing, and it was awesome.
And you also produced a special last year for Netflix, right? Can we talk about that?
So yeah, I mean, we didn't produce a special for Netflix. We worked with a very, very amazing comedian named Leanne Morgan, and
She's very funny.
Yeah, very funny. So we shot her from 20,000 followers on Facebook and blew her up to 1.5 million or whatever she was at, and she got a Netflix deal and all that stuff. So
what is your secret?
yeah. So
I'm
we do
trying to get it.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is what we do. So we work with guys like that, and Henry Cho and a bunch of other great people.
I know Henry.
Yeah, Henry's great.
I opened for him a lot when I first started.
Yeah. So just a bunch of great people, and helping them just tape new content, build new content, build their brands, and getting into any way we can help them get to the next level with merchandise or sponsorships, that kind of thing. So we work with, that's what we do. We're pretty much all comedy now. So we did a lot of random stuff in the first several years, but we've just really honed in on it. Like comedy is our thing, stand-up comedy and stand-up comedians. And so that's what we do full time. So it's.
Have you thought about getting back in front of the camera? Because I know a lot of people are going to be asking. Because a lot of people, trust me,
they enjoy you,
want to see you do more stuff.
So kind of two big announcements. So with my company, we're bringing out 2 new shows. One is called the Comedy Den podcast. So that's basically me and our comics, like just kicking back. We'd love to have you on, Dave, and
absolutely
Garrett. I'll have come and do these.
I'm not
We'll have you on. We'll have you on. We'll do it. I'm not either, but they gave me a microphone.
Just sit in the
too.
back.
I gave myself a microphone. I'll give you a microphone.
Hey, sweet.
So that's the first big show that we're kind of launching. We just taped our first episodes last week during the festival, which was a ton of fun. And then
who'd you have?
We had Ron Pearson on the first one, and we had Chris Higgins and Carolyn Xavier on, and Jeremy Alder was another comic we had on. So we're getting the first episodes kind of in the can, kind of figuring out the format and everything for it. And then I'll be launching my own show very soon here called In the Foxhole with Jared Monroe. And so that really gets in a whole different territory of fatherhood, manhood, masculinity. It's kind of it's probably just going to piss everybody off, so I probably shouldn't do it. But
That's why
it'll be a lot of fun. So we're going to be talking with friends of mine and getting on there talking. It's all from the perspective of like I haven't figured anything out. Like I'm on the road, right? Like I have 3 kids under 5. Like I have no proof that anything I do works yet. Yeah. But I want to appeal to those who do have a lot more knowledge and a lot more experience and farther down the road with me. So I want to take people, have my friend Tim Kennedy on and say, hey, tell me about fatherhood from your perspective as how do you keep your kids safe, your daughter safe from being like, what are you telling them to do or not do, that I should be thinking of as my daughters get older, or, having, Ben Shapiro on say, hey, how are you talking with your kids about CRT at the dinner table? Like,
right.
I'm not quite there yet with my kids, but I want to be prepared to know, like, how are we having these conversations? And really just kind of figure out like this whole masculinity question, which has been like, just in my opinion, perverted. Obviously, we've talked about it, for years now by the left and by feminism. And now what I see is this perversion on the other side of things. And people I just, vehemently disagree with who have taken it completely the other way. And I'm like, that's not it either.
It's the overcorrection.
The overcorrection is insane. And I think what you're going to see as a result of that is this, I don't know which wave we're on now of feminism, but this 4th, 5th, whatever we're on of feminism with, it's going to be a lot of conservative trad wife women who are like, that didn't work either. That wasn't biblical. That was, whatever is your guiding light, like that wasn't it either.
No.
And so
it's also men.
Absolutely, yeah.
But,
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah.
It's just fatherless behavior. On
Yeah,
either
100%.
side, it doesn't matter.
You compromise.
politically,
You get into it in weird angles, and left without, in my opinion, again, like what does the Bible say about this topic? What was it created to be? I think you just have no choice but to go off the rails with it. If you don't have that kind of guiding force behind what it should or shouldn't be. And so I just want to discover what that is. I want to talk to people about it. I want to, I've gotten into other things over the years, jiu-jitsu and preparedness, things I wasn't into, 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
And, I'm still just trying to piece together, what does it mean to be like the man God wants me to be for my family, and to take care of mine, and to do right by them, and to be, a faithful father for them. And so, I want to get into talk about all those kind of topics and all those kind of things with interesting people. And yeah, so that's going to be launching very shortly. It's called In the Foxhole with Jeremy Monroe. You can go to I was plugging now. You can go to my socials and click on like the link in the bio, and you can get like links and information about stuff.
Awesome, dude. I look forward to that, because there is seriously a gap of that kind of conversation going on.
Oh, absolutely.
It's
all, not really happening.
Yeah, it's not happening at all. It's either far left, you don't need family at all, or it's the other direction, but it's similar, like the same kind of topic. It's like you don't need family at all as well. It's like you just go your own way, and you don't need a woman, and you don't need to build relationships and be.
Yeah, marriage is a sham.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, and it is happening in Christian circles, but there's just not enough, in my opinion, microphone for those people. It's not really the conversation isn't getting out beyond the choir of those conversations. Yeah. And so, how do we, and I don't think any one person has the answer. That's why I would never position myself as having even a majority of the answers. And I want to figure those answers out. And that's why I think you need to bring in, but I think every successful father, and you could define success in a multitude of ways, but like I think has something to offer that picture to figure that out. I think there's something really valuable there about the way certain people carry themselves and conduct themselves, and if maybe taking kind of their profession and what they're known for being very knowledgeable in, and how do we Venn diagram that over this idea of fatherhood and masculinity and figure things out. So that's my goal. That's what I'm interested in.
Look forward to it.
No, I think that's great. And I mean, there are so many things going on right now. Me being a father, like I want to hear stuff like that. I'm trying, my son's in a Christian school. I've reconnected with faith, and it's not an easy thing to do. No. I've been somebody who's been, very angry at God. And I've talked about that on the show. And then, but it's a weird thing where I don't deny the existence ever. So it's like, it's always there. And then I always feel like when I take a little bit of a step in that direction that I'm guided, and it's odd to talk about, because it's, I don't know, it's something that I walked away from bitterly when I was like in my,
I think a lot of people,
early 20s.
And I think the church has done a little disservice to say that you were like, you forsook the journey, when like that kind of is the journey.
Absolutely,
and like that is part of the journey of like doubting God and having these problems of like, why this, why that, and having the struggles with that relationship. I think like,
open the Bible and go, it's that story.
And to figure out fatherhood, it's kind of, I think it's worth looking at God as the ultimate father figure, and to figure out like if your relationship is bad with him or bad with your own parents or whatever it is, it's going to distort all those perspectives of how that was meant to be. So it gives part of the journey. Give grace to yourself, because it's all part of the journey.
Yeah, and it's like, well, there's a direction and there's a purpose to life, and when you have kids, there is something that I finally see in my son where I'm like, oh right, this, like there's a reason that you have, and I finally like that's the purpose, that's the goal. So it's like all this other stuff that I may have been looking at or shooting for, like it doesn't really matter to me. At the end of the day, I'm just caring about him.
Yeah.
And that's something that is. It's very profound. It's very, there is and I think there is a masculinity there, and there's something to protect there. And it's something that I never felt until, 9 years ago when I had him, and I'm a different person in front of him sometimes than I am, obviously on this show. But I do think people do need that guidance. I think a lot of people are lost, or they're looking up to the worst versions of, I don't want to say false prophets, but a lot of these people that are just like, all right, man, drive a Ferrari, smoke a cigar.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We could say it, right? I mean, we know those people are. I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know how, at what point we took a weird turn and said like the woman abusing pornographer is maybe a good example of masculinity and manhood.
Right.
But at some point we got there.
Yeah.
At some point we got
culture
there. And I can understand how, but it doesn't mean it excuses like I'm all about, like, there's plenty of things. Take the church music, from Hillsong or something, or these songs, kind of the, eat the fish, spit out the bones mentality of life. Like, if you don't have that to some extent, you're going to kind of just like hit brick walls everywhere you turn. But there's some people out there, you're like, maybe we just spit the whole thing out. Maybe we just don't take any of this fish. Maybe it's just bad. It's bad fish.
Maybe that fish is not even a fish and it's a pretend fish. And they give you a pretend fish, and you're like, what? This isn't even fish.
Yeah, like a sea urchin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those are hard to disguise as fishes.
I can't digest this.
Pokey.
Well, and the whole thing is, it's a ruse. The whole thing is it's what you should think of this person. So your whole idea is paying this person getting money, and them showing off. Like, you're essentially looking at a braggart who you would hate.
Well, yeah. And there's plenty of people who we have, like, attributed as, like, leading a movement, and we're like, I think when you really break down the reality of that person, like, I think they're just marketing to a movement. They're not really, there is really no movement, afoot, other than, what they're making off of it.
It's why I've attempted, at least, even in my comedy and in this, to be transparent and talk about my flaws and everything, because that way it's not, you can get called out and all this stuff. Like, be who you are and be forthcoming with it, as opposed to always trying to put on this facade that a lot of people do, or pretend you're something that you're not, when behind closed doors, you're a monster. And you see that with a lot of people that are out there that are drifting on that side. And I mean, you see it on the left too, where it's like, come to me for this, these answers, and they don't have any. The only answer seems to be, at the end of the day, is this person has some ability to have a leadership skill, and they can entrap you into their belief system because you feel lost.
Well, it's like the fatherlessness, right? So they're looking at people, just like simps looking for thoughts, right? They're sending them money, and they're going, please, like, pick me, right? That's the same mentality. You don't have this father figure, and you're looking for that, and you see this in gang culture. They don't have a father. They don't have a family. They find that family in the gang. And they find that family in the chat room of whatever character you decide to go with. That's how they get you in that grift, and that's stuck in that, I want to be a masculine man, and I want to be better than, I want to smoke cigars like you do, and I want to drive a Maserati. It's a vicious cycle that will never actually fill that hole. It'll never teach you what you need to know.
And it's when you look around, it's like, it doesn't need a marketing. It's not a marketing problem. Like, there are plenty of people who see the issue, see the void, and there are plenty of people trying to fill it. It's just, I think most of the voices kind of suck, and I think that's a lot of times because the people are. It's like, I'm the example. Look at me. It's not like Jesus is the example, or somebody even worthy of being called a good leader is an example. It's just look at me. Also, buy my stuff and subscribe. You
say like two actual honest things that are like, oh, what is that? Subscribe. You don't like being forced to get a vaccine? Well, dang, I'm going to subscribe to that guy forever, and I'm going to base my entire life around that facade.
Yeah. People are so just hungry for father figures, and that's why I think, again, from my show, my perspective isn't I'm not saying I'm the guy. I'm just saying I'm the guy doing my damnedest to find what it means to be Jesus to my kids and my family every day. And, whether that's like preparedness, or whether that's, being sharper in this area or that area, guiding them and loving them better than I did yesterday. That's what I'm interested in. So,
well, yeah. So you want to create that. I mean, I am is an important statement. I am a father. I am, it's very difficult. You want to put that out into the universe where it's hard when you're just like, I'm a piece of crap all the time, which you feel like sometimes, especially if you're, degraded and you don't want your kids to go through all that. But there are so many people out there, that can lead a cause because people are lost. It's like you said with gangs, people jumped into those and got jumped in to gangs because they wanted to be accepted by a group of people. Now it's just more of a globalized problem because you want to be liked, you want to be all this, and you want it to be as public as possible.
Yeah.
And the good thing was you used to be able to grow up without it having to be that way. Yeah. But now it isn't. And it's kind of a whole new world and a whole new journey for dads and for kids.
Yeah. And there's there's so many good resources out there for it, but I imagine this is the same for you. Like, I thought, like, I grew up when I got married. Like, I got married, and I thought like my worldview changed. I'm like, I'm a protector now. Like, I was like 135 pounds. I'm like, I got this. And then, like, eventually got a gun. I was like, I'm ready to be the man.
I am warrior.
I got like a Costco card of my own. I wasn't using my in-laws, and like the jump and like the burden, I think, from singleness to marriage does not even compete for a second with the jump from no kids to kids.
Oh yeah.
And I think they're like, as you see people who are pushing off marriage and kids later and later. Like it's sad because you're like, it's a painful kind of growth period. And something that I'm, 5 years into that journey and still haven't figured it out. But like, it's amazing how people have just punt it down the road so far that they never really have to grow into that and never have to figure it out. And and they can bury things for their own parents and fathers because they haven't had to like fulfill that cycle yet. And figure things out. There's a book I read years ago called Fathered by God by John Eldredge that was like immensely helpful with that entire discussion. I'd recommend that to anybody to read. But it's a huge topic and there's so many things to get into with it, but it's just the people probably wonder like, oh, where did this passion come from? Like honestly, like 5-6 years ago, it didn't really exist in the same way it does now because I didn't have kids.
Same growth.
I didn't have kids then, and it just completely changed everything. I mean,
you're not the most important person in your house or your world.
No, and you see your wife as vulnerable, something you protect, but like it doesn't even compare to like a child. You're like, this is the most vulnerable person I've ever met in my life, and now that I have 3 of them,
and it never goes away. That fear.
I bet. How old is your oldest now?
My oldest is about to turn 13.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He's 13 next month. And that fear, when you have that kid, you go, all right, now I have to protect this kid. And not just have to protect, I have to make this kid successful. I got to teach him the things that he needs to know forever.
Yeah.
I know how much my dad still helps me now. So I'm like, okay, it's never going to end, which I'm okay with. Like, I love the fact that I have that connection with 4 kids. It's still scary. You're still thinking, okay,
every day.
I'm 85 and they're 50 or 60, and I got to go, okay, well, are they still happy? Are they still secure where they are? Are they providing for their kids or their kids? And then you start going, okay, not just my kids, but my kids' kids. And then my kids' kids,
layer.
Right? And then you eventually die.
And with you
go to heaven.
Sweet relief. And then with every new age, I'm sure like you just feel like less and less control. And the grandkids, you feel even less and less control. Like you just kind of like all you have is your prayers at that point.
Yeah.
Well, there's this movie I watched years ago. It's not the greatest, but it had a great scene. It's with Sam Rockwell and Robert De Niro. I think it's called Everything's Fine or Everything's All Right. But he has his kids around, and like Sam Rockwell's a junkie at the time, and you have different people with their different problems at the table, and he's talking to them, and like the camera switches, and they're all children. And they're all talking about the same exact thing in the same place. And you realize that through the eyes, and it's this beautiful scene.
Yeah.
Because no matter how old my son gets, I just see that baby.
Right.
Yep.
I just see that kid that I held and that thing that I want to protect. And like, I thought it was amazing because I don't think there's ever going to be a point where you don't just see that thing that's helpless and you want to do everything you can to help it. And you want to teach him, I want to teach him to be a man, protect himself. But I don't think there's a moment that goes by, I think that's why my dad held on for so long when he was sick. It was just, there's not a second that goes by where you don't want to just fight to be there for your kid, even though you want them to be able to protect themselves. It's a weird two-way street.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a hard journey, and it's like if you looking around the world around us, like it's not getting easier. I don't think our jobs are getting easier as parents. No matter how many iPads and technology,
it's getting harder.
Technological advancements, and like none of it's making our job easier. It's just making it harder and worse. Like, I can't imagine the conversations I'll have with my kids. Fast forward 10 years when they're in high school and like I don't even want to fathom what those are going to be like because I can see what my friends with older kids are having now, and I'm like I'm not ready for that conversation. Or I'm still at the point. I'm just now coming to grips with like I let my kid go to school. And there's like this 3-4 hour period where I have just no control over what's going on in their lives. Like I just have to I literally drop my kid off at school every single day, and like I pray in the car with her, like, hey, unbuckle, get ready for carpool, and we're praying. Yeah. And not in a way that's like out of fear of like, I don't live in fear, but it is like a Jesus, watch over my kid, help her have a great day, help her get along, be a light to her friends and a good student to her teachers, and just bring her home today, And so like, parenting is the most terrifying thing I've ever experienced.
It is. And like, I pray every night for the same thing. And it's like, I wake up and I have gratitude for things that I never had it before.
Yeah.
And it's small things. Cause as a comic, you have these weird goals and these things you want to obtain, and then one day you still want those things to some degree, but you don't want them for you anymore.
Yeah.
And that's the same with him. I didn't want to put him in a public school. He went briefly, and it was a nightmare of like what I thought it was, like what I was being told it was.
Yeah.
It was worse.
Yeah.
And he went right back into the Christian school.
Yep.
But it was just because it was closer. We were switching places, and I was like, okay, this is unbelievable. And it's like that was just another level of protecting him. And I feel bad for people that are raising children where like they have to deal with that. They have to deal with, and it's not every school. I'm just saying in my particular situation, that's what it was. So yeah, there's so many things. And even with like the iPad and everything, he's allowed a certain amount of time, then you have to hide it. And you see that addictive behavior starting at a young age. I mean, yeah, you see it with sugar. We always have had it. Right. But it's just another thing that you're going to have to learn to cope with and learn to train them on, where we don't give him like any like free range to just have this thing on him all the time, or else he wouldn't do anything.
Right.
You know, and I think he's driven to do so much stuff. He loves football, baseball. He's on 2 travel teams. Like, he loves it. And this isn't living vicariously through me. I suck at sports.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Would you believe it? I know. I know you can't tell from when I beat you in jiu-jitsu in the park.
Right when he got here. That's really good, though, because I've seen that a lot of kids don't go outside anymore. When I was a teenager or a younger kid, like a preteen, right? I was outside all the time. We were playing touch football or tag or whatever. We're in the streets. There's a ton of kids all the time, every block. But now I look outside and the kids, I see them get off the bus, go home. It's like a ghost town out in these. Yeah, it's like a suburb. Like, why are there not kids out?
I think it's half the technology and half kids, and I think it's half parents too. Like I know even for us, like I think about the idea of my kids playing in the backyard, and I just think of like this is the helicopter parent mentality of like, my parents. I was all over the neighborhood on my bike and like building tree forts and getting
going down into creeks and stuff and jumping off of
throwing snowballs at passing cars and being assaulted by the drivers afterwards. Like it was a great time. That was always fun.
But thinking of my son, letting my son get on a bike and ride off and just go is terrifying.
It's like, did my parents not care? I know. Maybe they didn't care.
Mom, did you?
I think it was just there were
people, all kinds of crazy things.
There were people outside though. Like I started doing that when I was 5, 6, 7. I mean, this was the 80s, and there wasn't anybody who wasn't outside on a nice day, and the neighbors actually.
Oh yeah, they were always out there.
Yeah, so I mean, it was a different thing where now it's like an empty block.
Yeah.
And you're like, good luck to you.
Well,
you don't know your neighbors.
People's like fears of things, like especially with their kids, have ramped up just because we have the technology that we do, where you're constantly getting things just on your phone and a screen in front of you, where it's like all this true crime stuff that's really popular now and everything. You're so much more hyper aware of all the things that could go wrong because it's constantly fed to you.
Right.
That when we were growing up in the 90s and stuff, that you'd like, see stuff on the news, but it wasn't just constantly in your head.
Yep. Yeah, we were slowly overcoming that fear of that with me and my wife, and then like they should get outside and play on the slide or something, and then she looked out and there was just literally a coyote in our backyard in broad daylight, and we're like, well, I guess they're not touching grass for a while again.
So it's like back inside.
Like a coyote from Mexico.
No. And
maybe illegal.
And they want to
know. I didn't ask for documents. That's rude.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you don't want to be a coyote.
They're dreamers now.
I live with a roadrunner. Dreamers. Like this is a story I found in People that I just found randomly. It says Texas high school staff member 73 dies after he was injured during incident with student. So I looked it up, and this is what it says. So it sounds like he was like hurt by the student. And I read it, and it was like he was just guiding the kid to a class, and he had a heart attack, and everybody loved him. And the whole thing is just all about what a great guy he was. And it's like, you released a thing that said the student killed somebody, and all people are going to see is that headline. Like, that's the way that they get in your head constantly.
Yeah.
Like, it's supposed to be like a nice puff piece, and they started by 73-year-old dies after he was injured with
that's because that shit gets way more clicks than the puff piece would. And that's the problem with society now, too, is that, like,
that's how our brains are wired.
We're trained.
We're trained to seek out the fear mongering stuff, and it's really,
your brain wants to see it because it wants to know the warning signs for, like, if that happens to me, I want to know.
Yeah.
It's like way back when we're hiding from lions and shit. We're like, okay, it's not cool to not look around.
I need to know the threat.
Look. I need to know the threat. That's why you got to look under each rock. I got to keep scrolling. Maybe I'll find something. Got to keep scrolling.
Well, and we should, like, this. Look, real quick. I know we don't have a ton of time left, but like, okay, you're just hiring all these people all the time to fill this equality void, as we were talking about on our show yesterday.
Right. Yeah.
With Chris and Alan, and the Doritophilia incident, where it's like. Doritos.
In trans news today.
Oh yeah, trans news. Can we have the stinger?
Was like
we didn't tell her about it. So
is that like a stinger like that?
Told her.
Yeah. No, wait, that's not it. There it is. Ow! Hey, that was pretty good. I gotta say, we didn't tell her.
Did
about
all right.
it.
No,
We just
that's
kind of pulled
fine.
it out
I'm
of
not
nowhere.
Judging anybody.
That one is on us.
I've already shamed the scrolling enough, which I don't really care about. They know that.
That's why I said I wouldn't be. It's a joke.
But yeah, there was a call to boycott Doritos after they hired a transgender activist who then bragged about molesting kids. Weird. How many days was it after, by the way? 3.
3.
They ended up ending the deal. Yeah, I'm sorry. 2 days after being called out for hiring a
correction. Hold on.
pedophile. Doritos claim. I love this too. Doritos claim they were unaware. No shit.
Okay. This follows up the commercial. What was that? 2 years ago, where it was it's all in Spanish. And it was about a father and son, and the son was gay, and he was like, "My dad doesn't accept me," but then he gave him a bag of Doritos.
It was hilarious.
Now they're together.
Because if that was really like Mexican cartel, he would have just shot his kid and his boyfriend at the table.
Like, get in the truck, and they're like, "Oh, Dad, you're gonna drive us to where are we going?"
I just love
What's
how
that? That's the city limits.
Shane Gillis was barely done with his audition tape for SNL when they canceled him from some old podcast clip. But they let this guy ride out for 3 days?
Couple days,
They hired him.
Yeah.
There's a severance involved.
Yep. Oh yeah. And Doritos claims they were, like I said, unaware of that. Hudson was talking about doing this to children, and he issued an apology, starting that the old remarks were pure provocation and in very bad taste. I read some of them. I will not read them a lot on this show.
They're very
don't do it. Yeah,
disturbing.
they're really gross.
Yeah, they're not anything that I would ever repeat. They're honestly some of the most disgusting things I've ever read online. Like that's what people are going. Who doesn't research that enough? But they're like, you know what? This works so well for Bud Light. Let's bring one on our team. And then they're like, wait, they did what?
Wait, excuse me?
Why?
Somebody did a cursory Google search on this person?
I thought this was the winning recipe.
You know what else is in bad taste? I'll lighten this up a little bit. Everything other than original or Cool Ranch Doritos.
Thank you.
Disgusting.
Wait, you don't like Cool Ranch?
No, everything other
Other
those
than
two.
Cool
Yeah,
Ranch.
yeah. All those other things that come up with, yeah, you can throw them all away.
3D
spicy
Dominoes.
nacho?
3D.
Yeah.
Come on.
Try to,
Back in the
but-
day, 2000s, they had those 3D.
bag.
Like, the little,
I won a binoculars from Darth Maul's binoculars out of Dorito bag one time when I was a kid in 1999. That came it was when the prices were really sweet.
You and me both.
Yeah, dude.
sister.
Yeah, they were so cool. It had like an earpiece in. You can listen. I can listen like dozens of feet away. I can listen.
Yeah, I was 14
Several.
going to see the movie, but still.
up until then.
Yeah, I was 9. I got a full
Darth
pass.
Maul's still awesome.
I don't know
Still
what it was.
cool.
I might have been older than that. 17. Whatever. I was still going to those movies and being disappointed.
Oh yeah, well I was 9. I still knew Jar Jar Binks sucked. So
Oh yeah,
it's
no, I
fine.
saw it in the
It's
theater with my
fine.
dad, and I think it made his tumor grow. Now we bring you to the end of the world.
We used to have candy.
All right, here is the question for today. This is the end of the world. What books? Oh, I should probably tell you, Oprah is no longer with Weight Watchers because she takes Ozempic. So, what books do you think are a part of Oprah's diabetic book club?
The Color Purple Foot.
Very good. Angela.
The Sugar Hunger Games. The Hungry Sugar Games. I don't know. One of those.
Either one works.
My blood sugar is low games.
Jared.
I have a few actually. I was able to research this. I don't know if you guys have good researchers, but I was able to find this out. She has Old Man and the A1C.
Okay.
Ernest Hemingway.
Oh,
I like
that's
that. Good.
Dialysis Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Nice.
Is in there in a collection. And then finally a Tale of Type 2 Biddies by Charles Dickens.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, by Charles Dickens. It's a great one.
I'll toss 2 in there. I didn't do that much research, but I like it. Well played. Well played.
It was the sugariest of times.
Yes. I'm going to go with The Great Fatsby, which is very easy. And also Gulliver's Travels to the Doctor in a Power Chair.
That's a good one.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
It's a real page turner.
It's a long winder,
It's a classic, though.
but well, really, it's winded anywhere.
Dialysis gives you time though to get,
Well, it is, yeah.
get through it though.
Yeah.
You got time.
You lose your legs, you got more room in the cart for cookies.
What kind of car are you driving?
No, the rest
Cart, yeah.
The rest of the car. That's true.
Yeah, when you're
You
like,
can't drive without feet.
beep, When you're at Walmart and in Detroit, a van just drove into one, but it was because somebody had a seizure, so that was good. Not the seizure, but people thought it was an attack. Just turned out it's because they don't have good barricades at Walmart. Unfortunately, it's Walmart patrons, so I'm sure while it happened, they were going ka-ching, ka-ching.
How cruel would it be if they gave those carts out people and you had to power it with like a normal foot gas pedal on the bottom, like a limb they haven't seen in years.
They just sit there like they have to use a cane.
Hey, Jared, thanks for coming on the show, bro.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Have you on.
Really, sincerely.
Yes, seriously.
Next time we'll have you on again.
And reminder that no show tomorrow, but we will be releasing the show that we promised you for tomorrow on Friday.
You will get 3 shows.
So you will get 3 shows this week, but also tune into the
State of the Union. Just pulled a Biden.
We're going to do the State of the Union little roast there of Joe Biden. I guess he's not done the best job, so we're just going to give him a little taunt.
Oh, little ribbon.
Little ribbon.
Right there.
Good night, everybody. See you later. See you Friday.